So every year, it seems like there are dozens of new drywall anchors on the market. Generally speaking, they're all variations on earlier designs, and in a future video, I'll probably cover the best of them. But when I have to use drywall anchors, I really only reach for one kind. Today, I'm talking about what they are and why I think they're so valuable. And that's coming up next on The Honest Carpenter Show. As I've discussed before, I don't use drywall anchors all that much. They lack true strength, and really, they tend to give people a false confidence that what they're hanging on a wall is secure. But for small applications, they can be very handy. And where price, speed, and effectiveness matter, I think nothing can beat these. Self-drilling drywall anchors. They're conical in shape, generally with a sharp point at one end, possibly a split point. And they have wide flanges on the body like screw threads. They come in two materials, plastic and metal. Self-drilling anchors are kind of an amalgamation of concepts. They're similar to expansion anchors, which are plastic plugs that bulge or expand when you insert a screw into them. And of course, they're similar to screws themselves. The thin, wide threads cut their own channels and create grip in the drywall interior. I see this as a winning combination. They basically install as easily as plastic expanders, but have a strength closer to toggles. Also, they're outrageously abundant and quite cheap. You can get multi-packs for usually $8 to $10, or 100 plus packs for $15 to $25. Toggles are way more expensive than that, and I'm not convinced that they're drastically superior. And while plastic expanders are less expensive, they're also very weak and prone to draw out over 10 pounds. So again, for volume, price, and strength, I don't think anything beats these. Also, they're extremely easy to install. All it takes is a drill or a driver, or even just a screwdriver. Here's how you do it. The self-drillers have these conical points, which are like a drill bit tip. They also have slotted heads, like a Phillips screw. So you just push a Phillips bit into the head, press the self-drilling point to your marked location, and begin turning. The shovel-shaped head starts carving away drywall paper. Very quickly, it bores to the interior gypsum, and the anchor sinks to the threads. After that, you just drive it until the head is flush with the wall surface and stop. With the drill or driver, I'll sometimes even give it a pop at first, just to get it sunk a bit. This makes the start even quicker, and you can install one in seconds. Then, when you drive in the custom screw, most of the anchors expand in some way, creating a wing effect, which further locks them in place. And that's it. Installation is that easy. But the thing to remember is that you do have to use the screw that comes with the anchor. This screw gauge fits the anchor, and it's most likely fine threaded to create a stronger bond with more thread connections. If you don't use the supplied screw, the anchor isn't going to work as well, or possibly at all. So, keep your fasteners. They also make metal anchors, which are supposed to be a little bit stronger. And they'll work on stud locations because they're rigid. Plastic ones won't penetrate studs because they just fold or crumple. But I'm not a big fan of the metal ones. They're more expensive, and if you're already on a stud location, why do you need an anchor? Also, I think they compress drywall too much and cause fractures and weak points in the gypsum. The plastic ones, on the other hand, are slightly pliable, which makes them so easy to install. And they're gentle on drywall. They really lock in and stay put. And when you're done with them, you've got two options to get rid of them. One, you can unscrew them a little bit and then pull them out with needle nose pliers. They come out pretty easily, and you can fill the pea-sized hole with spackle. Or two, if you're careful, you can take something like a big screwdriver, put it on the head, and give it a solid rap with a hammer. It'll recess about 1/8 of an inch, and you can spackle right into the divot, which is even easier. I really see these as the ultimate drywall anchor. Fast and quite strong. Manufacturers say they rate out at 50 to 75 pounds, but I'm more comfortable with them in the 40-pound range, which is still really good, and you can use multiples for increased strength. Plus, they're useful for just so many applications. Electricians use them very frequently for small bracket connections, and they're also perfect for lightweight fixtures. When I did the bracket video, a lot of people brought up toilet roll holders, which are a constant headache. I think that this is a perfect application, as well as small towel racks in places where you can't hit studs. I'll get the toggles and newer anchors later on. I have complex opinions about them. But I think self-drilling anchors are just the best, almost no matter what brand you buy, and I try to always have a dozen or more around the house. I'll link several types down in the description, so feel free to shop those links, and let me know what you thought of the video down in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you'll consider subscribing and hitting that bell button to turn on notifications. That way you'll know the moment we post something. I'm Ethan James with The Honest Carpenter. I'll see you next time.